This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy. Your local electric cooperative is looking out for you. And by Munson Healthcare Cadillac Rehab Services.
All right, welcome back to the second quarter. We are underway. The Vikings ran a couple plays. The first one was a keeper by Baker, and the second one was a nice run by Keegan Brooks.
Yeah, I think it was the same play they scored a touchdown on. Tip does a nice job making a good read, and when he's covered up, he pitches it to Keegan, and he got around the edge. So
it was a great fake to Cole Flint up the middle. I mean, there was actually several defensive players trying to tackle Flint. Now we've got a first down, and the 24, there's a fumble.
I think Cadillac kicked it up again.
Okay, but it was loose there for a second. We'll see. It is going to be Viking ball. Is that Brooks?
Kohani got it, I think.
Okay, Kohani.
It almost looked like somebody went the wrong way on that play.
Yeah, it was definitely a broken play. It's going to be second down and maybe 11 for the Vikings.
You know, Manistee and Cadillac kind of have the same offenses. They're a little different, but it's predicated on that read option, and Cadillac's defense has been a little better with defending it.
There's a give up the middle. Moving that defensive line is the Vikings offensive line for a couple. That's Cole Flint on the carry.
Yeah, number 55, Ryan Cox, and Owen Klaus had the linebacker about 12 yards deep, and that's what you like to see, those guys just getting downfield. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 in 4-down territory for Cadillac.
We've got Cole Flint as a lone back. There's a pass, little slant over the middle. It's complete, still going.
It's Cooper
down.
Benson.
Was that Connor?
I think it was Cooper Benson.
Cooper Benson, yep. Number 2 on the beautiful slant play there by Baker.
Yeah, he was kind of in his wing position, and instead of the motion, he ran straight up the field, and the coaches must have saw something that was open in the middle, and great adjustment by the Vikings.
They've done a nice job with mixing up the pass and the run so far.
Yeah. Well, and you don't always have to complete the passes, but it's important to do it once in a while.
Keegan Brooks in motion. There's a give up to Flint in the middle. The Chippewa defense holds right at the 1.
He's close.
Yeah.
He's close, but it'll be second and goal at the 1.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Baker maybe keep this one. Second down and less than a yard to go for the Vikings. There's a keeper by Baker, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Cadillac Vikings. That one is scored at the 9:08 mark here of the second quarter. Baker on the keeper, but it was set up on a nice run first by Keegan Brooks, and then a beautiful slant pass to Cooper Benson. Emma Lloyd will attempt the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is no good off to the right. So the Vikings lead is 13-0 here in the second quarter. I want to let you know that our upcoming game next week, girls volleyball, it's October 18th, Alpena at Cadillac, and then we will be covering a couple football games 1 week from tonight. I know that Pine River and Reed City are playing for sure.
Yep.
And I believe I'll have to check the schedule there, but
there's no really teams that are super close to the playoffs right now. You have Lake City that's 7-0, and McBain is pretty. I'm not sure what their record
they're
is.
7-1.
7-1. Okay.
Yeah. So McBain is in. Lake City is in.
Are they 6-1?
They have one loss, so they must be 6-1.
Yep.
Okay.
So with Lake City, McBain in, a few other area teams that are not probably going to get in, it could make for some interesting Friday night football next week on week 9. But there's a lot of websites out there and newspaper articles that talk about the playoffs and a lot of hype, and a lot of people kind of look past week 9. So it's important to kind of stay focused.
Lloyd with the kick all the way down to the 20. Taken there with some speed out to the 40. breaking around to the 50, putting his head down is number 11, Trevor Johns, and he's got one of the Vikings.
I think he ran over Emma.
Was it Emma Lloyd?
It was Emma, yeah.
Emma. She's a little shaken up.
It's all right. She made the tackle.
Got to give her some credit there. Because if he gets by Emma, he's got a lot of green in front of him.
Yep. We'll call it a touchdown saving tackle.
That's
How about
right.
that?
That sounds great. Good job by Emma Lloyd on that tackle. We don't get to say that very often.
Yeah.
But a nice run there by Trevor Johns.
Yeah, that's when Emma says, "Man, I wish I would have got a little lower on that." And
First down and 10, right from midfield for the Chippewas. They're looking for their first score here in the first half. A give up the middle. Keeper actually to Johns. Johns breaks through. Beautiful move there, still on his feet, all the way to the 30. Now that is a spectacular run.
yeah, we've done a couple Lake City games, and Zach Noren plays for Lake City, and he's a really tough runner. And he has a few of those per game.
And when you look at his balance, I mean, he was so close to the ground. One hand on the turf a couple times.
He actually does a good job of using the hits that he gets to stay on his feet.
All right, that's a 1st and 10 now for the Chippewas. Here's a pitch out here to Liston. Mayan Liston out wide and nothing doing. Vikings seem to have that pitch out play to both sides bottled up.
Yeah, Tip Baker came up from the linebacker spot, and you're right, they haven't done that, and really seems like they're doing it almost to set up the plays up the middle, and I don't know, I might not run that too much more, and what they do is they try to run that, and they get down here and they lose yardage.
Yeah, it's been hurting them offensively. This time is a give right up the middle, I believe, to Bryson Jensen. And he'll pound up for a couple.
Looks like 65, 74 are all in on the play. That's Christian Beal and Ethan Pritchard.
Viking defense is doing a nice job against the run tonight.
Manistee doesn't huddle, and it's kind of rare with a team that's only got like 16 players, 17 players. They just kind of stand out there, and actually maybe they do rest a little bit because they don't have to run back to a huddle.
Yeah, they get their plays in from Coach Troy Bitework on the sidelines. Trevor Johns will take the snap. Looking to pass. He's got somebody to step on him, but a little bit underthrown. He had him if he gets that pass out a little bit further. Who was that attempted for? What number is that? 88?
Yeah, that was Matthew Green on the coverage for Cadillac. But Blake
Makula,
yep.
Sophomore. It's going to make it 4th down and 8. Manistee has had a lot of these 4th down plays here in the first half.
Cadillac is, I can't say enough that when it comes down to it, they're getting stops when they need to.
Little movement.
Yeah.
Now they've got an offside call by the closest line judge. That's against Cadillac. They must have made contact because I didn't see him jump.
Well, I think they can get a penalty if they're lined up in the neutral zone. I thought that was just college, but if they're lined up in the neutral zone there, and it's
I know the new rule this year is if you make contact with the ball or the center, even if you get back before it's snapped, it's just an automatic.
Yep.
Offside.
They must have came a little too far.
Touch there. So it is now 4th and 3. Trevor Johns looking up the middle. He'll keep it around the right side. Johns with some speed looking for the end zone. He dives in. Touchdown. Manistee. Beautiful run by Trevor Johns. And we will get a second look on that one. But, boy, he's got some good speed, doesn't he?
He does. And, that penalty hurt because it let them call that play.
Yes.
And if they don't get that penalty, they have to run something a little more outside or maybe a pass play. But because of the penalty, they opened up their playbook. So Johns went 23 yards on that play on 4th and 2.
We'll see if Manistee goes for the 2-point conversion. They sliced the Cadillac lead to 13-6 here with 6:36 to go in the second quarter. You are watching high school football on 26 Sports and CCTV. Johns will take the snap. Johns will keep it, looking to get on the right side, and he did not make it. There's the call by the side judge, and the Vikings defense holds. It is 13-6. Cadillac with the lead here in the second quarter. We do want to get a replay on that run here. Here we go. Right there with somebody with try and make an arm tackle with that last dive into the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like Leif Olsen kind of came up. I bit on the fake too much, and then Johns made a good read and kept it.
So Manistee with a nice drive of their own that was aided by that crucial penalty on fourth down.
Penalty, yeah. But Cadillac's got 6:36 left in the half here, and we'll try to get some of our sponsors real quick. Napa Auto Parts, Wolverine Power Cooperative, and Great Lakes Energy, Munson Healthcare, LC Materials, Cadillac Tire, the Walkley Agency, Fox Motors with Cadillac, Godfrey Chevrolet Buick, Pizza Plus, and Doug Glass. So a big thank you to all the sponsors to help bring this sports presentation. And if you would like to be part of that sponsorship team, you can contact our sales team at 231-577-1844 for 26 Sports.
We also want to thank our student from Marion, Trenton DeBoer. He has taken a look at how we run things tonight. So everybody say hi to Trenton. And here's the kick by Manistee. They'll angle it to the right sidelines, and it'll spin and just go out.
Oof, that's a close one. They do that, a little pooch kick, and as long as that goes 10 yards, they can do it. Cadillac will have to remember that they can call fair catch on that too.
Yep, that one is out of bounds, so the Vikings will take over at the 35-yard line. 13-6, Vikings are leading. We also want to let everybody know that our broadcasts are produced with the cooperation between the Wexford Misaki Career Tech Center, CCTV, and My News 26. We have students running cameras, graphics, instant replay, and they're all supervised by a professional director.
So Cadillac's coming out 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Keeper by Baker, tough run. That was more of their traditional formation for the Vikings on that.
Yeah, Tip does a good job of, after he gets hit for the first time, he puts the ball away and gets what he can, and that was actually a seven-yard run right there by Tip after he got hit.
Yeah, it was like a 2-yard turned into a 7. 2nd down and 3 now for the Vikes from their own 46. There's a keeper right up the middle. Baker still plowing forward.
1st down.
What a move there, and just sheer determination. I think he took 71, Makula, for a ride, and somebody else too.
Yeah, he's I don't know if this is his first game on varsity, but welcome to the varsity.
Yes. Vikings will move the chains. Set up right at midfield. Olsen in motion. Here's a give on the Cooper Benson.
Yeah, a little counter look, and Cooper did a nice job and got 5 yards on it. And
that was a well-designed play. I like that one.
Yeah, Andrew Peters is kind of at the point of attack there for the Vikings, and he did a good job with his block.
Tanner Cochran split out to the right. Keegan Brooks to the left. In motion is Benson. Here's a keeper by Baker, and he's met by 3. Chippewas a fumble. Ball's on the ground. The Chippewas have it. Are they going to give him?
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was the.
They're going to give it to him. That's the 3rd time tonight. And
let's see if we can catch that on a replay, because I didn't know if he was in the grass, but they stripped it out. Must have been still trying to get some yardage. So the Manistee Chippewas, now only down by 7, have a big takeaway right at midfield.
Yeah, that could be a dagger.
Here comes the replay on that. So he's – nope, I guess he was still moving.
Yep.
Good job there by Heather Stilson, our replay specialist. Second look at it.
You know, and
Did we get numbers on that from Manistee that helped pry that loose?
There was a couple.
Yeah, there was 3 of them there.
It's important for Cadillac here not to put your head down. I mean, you have 5 minutes left. You need another big stop here to go into the locker room up.
Johns keeps it, and Sam Platt, he gets away there, but the ball's pitched out to the right, down the right side. With a lot of territory, he's going to 20, the 10, 15, touchdown, Manistee.
No flags.
No flags.
That's a tough one to swallow for Cadillac, but give credit to Johns on Manistee. He didn't quit.
Did you get a number there? We'll get a replay of this anyway after the extra point, but basically Johns was wrapped up on that play.
I thought it
was a fumble.
I thought they had him twice, and
yeah, when that ball came loose, I thought it was knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he pitched it. You know, and just was able to regain his composure, almost like got a whole nother play off. But you know,
does that change the complexion of things? It was 13-0 Cadillac, and now the 2-point conversion here coming up. It's 13-12. Trevor Johns will keep it, and the Vikings will. Well, I don't want to say stop yet, but yes, the referees are marking it short. So, but a great second effort there by Johns falls a little bit short. At the 4:58 mark of the second quarter, the Chippewas close it to 13-12, and we're going to see the replay here so we can see exactly what happens. He wrapped up there by Sam Platt, then wrapped up there again by King Brooks, and then he pitches it. That was at 22?
22.
Sandstedt?
Yeah, that's Sandstedt.
GX Sandstedt. That was a great second look on that, wasn't it, Jason? I mean, you did not think there was any chance he could pitch that ball.
It went from a 7-yard loss to a touchdown in about 8 seconds.
But there was twice he was wrapped up.
Yeah.
One by Platt and then the second one by Keegan Brooks.
Yep. Well, and that's high school kids for you. They watch those NFL players kind of throw people down, and unfortunately for Cadillac, Manistee didn't quit and gave a good pitch, and that's a 49-yard touchdown for Manistee.
Sandstedt, the junior, and that was just a great individual effort by Trevor Johns. You have to give him a ton of credit on that. Here's the kick. It'll hit at the 30. A little collision there. Owen Klaus, number 60 for the Vikings, will be brought down at the 35.
So Cadillac's got 4 minutes and 49 seconds.
The clock is running, Jason. Should it be running?
It
okay,
should not.
They stopped it now. Okay.
But they got time to score and put one in here before halftime. They've had some success with the option, and they've had some success with Tip keeping the ball, and
they haven't went to Cooper Benson that much outside like they were having some success with that earlier in the season. Tip Baker under center. He's going to keep it. Baker cuts back to the inside, and he'll go up for about a 6-yard gain.
That looked like a design keep there.
I want to say 27.
Yeah, 27 and 25 were. I think 25 was in there. Austin Gunther.
But I don't see a 27, so we'll have to check at halftime, see who 27 is. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Vikes, just over their 40-yard line. There's a give up the middle. Chippewas, good job to stuff that one up. Cole Flint with a couple hard-earned yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Look like number 60, Brady Reed, is a junior for Manistee that made the tackle there.
Good job by Brady. 3rd down for the Vikings. In motion is Olsen. Oh, Cole Flint is just wrapped up there.
He's going to be short. He's
short. Got a couple numbers here. We can't, like I said, it's hard to tell with the colors.
Looks like number 56, Raymond Schwass, was in on the tackle there.
The senior.
4th and 1 here for Cadillac, and kind of a.
Yeah, you don't want to you don't want to give the Chippewas the ball with 3 minutes to go, but they're going to go for it on fourth. At least see if they can pull them off. Yeah, they'll think about it.
Manistee actually called timeout. So.
Manistee did. Okay, so.
How about I read some of our sponsors?
Oh,
Bill?
that'd be excellent.
Napa Auto Parts with locations in Cadillac, Lake City, and Big Rapids is going to top off the sponsors tonight, along with Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy, Munson Healthcare, LC Materials, Cadillac Tire, the Walkley Agency, Fox Motors of Cadillac, Godfrey Chevrolet Buick, Pizza Plus, and Doug Glass. Once again, the phone number, if you'd like to be part of that sponsorship team, is 231-577-1844, or you can email at sales@mynews26.com.
And we have girls and boys basketball coming up, Jason, along with hockey, so the winter sports will be kicking in, and we definitely will need some sponsors to step up for our winter sports. Now the Vikings
they're
talked about it, and they're
going to come out with the offense and go for it here. And
see maybe if they try and.
They really need to get on that side of the 45-yard line.
Baker under center. Almost a movement there. They'll get back on, but that was close. Baker looking for some space. He's met there, and it's going to be really close. That surge might get it on a second effort. It will.
You know, there's a rule in football. You can't aid the runner and push him, but when it comes to big piles and big offensive linemen, anything goes.
Right. But he was stopped maybe a little bit short
with
the first contact.
You know, the referee on the far side was
way back.
He was on the wrong side for Cadillac, and then and that last surge moved him. So here's Cadillac 1st and 10 with 3 minutes left.
Here's a pitch out right to Benson. Coming up are two Chippewas, and they will drive him out of bounds. Number 21, that was Logan Buren, was one of them, and also 22, Jack Sandstedt. They've got some good speed there, those juniors.
Yep, Cooper made a nice catch on that. Tip had to pitch it pretty quick, and it was a little high, but Cooper did good.
Going to be 2nd and 7 now for Cadillac. 2:57 as a timeout. Nope, I thought they were calling a timeout.
Emma Lloyd's down here just making sure all the screws are back in place after she took that big hit. And
right up the middle on a keeper. Vikings are close, maybe a yard or two short. Right behind big Jake Kohani was Baker running. What a luxury that is for your quarterback to have a 6'5", 250, I think.
Yeah, Jake's a big kid, and you get behind him and move that pile.
6'4", 275. Chippewas stopped that one dead in its tracks.
Yep, the defensive end on the far side, he was bottled up and did a good job of keeping Tip contained there.
That was in on that tackle was the freshman Brady McCula, number 71. It's 4th and 2. Vikings quickly up to the line. Well, I'm wondering.
Yeah, they got lots of time. The ref doesn't even have his hand up.
Keeping it is Baker, and he's got the first down for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's going to be close with the spot, but I think you're right, Bill. They think they are going to give it to him. Yep, they got it. So that's
Jason,
two 4th downs.
On that defensive jumping into the neutral zone, I guess they can get back as long as they do not make contact. That's the whole key there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, they were awful close to that one. But minute 43 left. Cadillac still has 3 timeouts, so if they're down, they might want to think about using one here.
Cole Flint is stopped off the left side. McCula was one of the Chippewas there, but Manistee is really doing a pretty good job now, kind of tightening up on their defense.
Yeah, yep, and the option play about 2 or 3 times in the first quarter was wide open, but like what we said earlier, the assignment football, they tighten things down.
Vikings with 2nd and 9, pitching it out wide to Brooks. Brooks cuts it back. He's got the first down. I believe it's close.
They're going to have to use a timeout here. Yep.
That was number 60, Brady Reed, the junior, with the stop.
Did he get the first down?
Well, yes, they're going to move it. So that stops the clock with 1:04 to go. Vikings still have, 2 timeouts?
They got 3 left still, I think.
Okay, so. That was Manistee that called. That's right.
Yep. And, Coach Mallory elects not to use one because of the stoppage there. And
looking for the pass out into the flats. Beautiful catch there by Brooks, and then he's drilled, but a first down. They may have to call. There's the stoppage for the first down.
Yep. Good catch, good hold. Hey, he got twisted a little bit there, but good job hanging onto the football. So looks like they're going to get first down, and
all right,
Cadillac used one of their timeouts.
Their timeout. They've got 2 left. The Vikings are up 13-12 here with 48 seconds to go. Jason Main along with Bill Dooley bringing the action on a beautiful Friday night here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Our crew tonight, our TV crew, we have Heather Stilson doing our graphics and replays. Director is Wyatt Van Dynen. Our camera people are Cameron Beal, Bailey Hoover, and Cameron Maitland. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
you guys doing a
great job.
And we've had some excellent replays already to help us on some questions we had, so that's nice to see too.
It's a tough job. You're on call the whole time, and it's one of those, now it is real quick, and they're ready for it. But Cadillac's going to come out here 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, so they had 2 timeouts left and 48 seconds, so they got plenty of time to work with. They'd like to punch one in here before halftime.
And you never know if Emma may try, if they get close enough, if they'll try it. All right, the Vikings have Cole Flint right behind Tip Baker. Here's the pitch out to
Keegan.
Brooks. Brooks feeling his way around the right side, turns the Jets on, and then he's thrown out of bounds. Almost a face mask there.
Yeah.
But
well, the good thing is for Cadillac, he got out of bounds and stops the clock. And
Sandstedt again. Jack Sandstedt's been pretty active on the defensive side. And a first down for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a pretty big first down because now they're at the 10-yard line and they still got 2 timeouts if anything happens. And I'm sure they'd like nothing better than to score right here.
Yeah, you can run several plays here with 41 seconds to go.
Yep.
In motion is Brooks. Tip Baker looks like he's going to keep it. Now he cuts back out to the outside. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tip Baker. Cadillac Vikings. 19-12. Vikings up now with 34 seconds to go. That was a nice read by Baker. Looked like he was going to cut inside, and then he bounced it out to the outside. Emma Lloyd.
One thing on that play is Keegan stayed with him the whole time, and if anybody would have come up, he could have just pitched it. He
had the option.
Yep.
Now Brooks will hold for Emma Lloyd. This time the kick is up, and it is good. And the Vikings are up 20-12 with 34 seconds to go. Our sponsors here tonight, Doug Glass, Pizza Plus, and I think we got some food here in just a moment here, Jason, for Pizza Plus. Godfrey Chevrolet Buick, Fox Motors of Cadillac, the Walk Lee Agency, Cadillac Tire, LC Materials, Munson Healthcare, Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy, and Napa Auto Parts. And they have locations in Cadillac, Lake City, Big Rapids. We just appreciate them so much, and we couldn't be doing it without them. And with the football playoffs coming up, that we're going to cover a couple games, McBain and Lake City too. So that'll be nice here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and if anybody else would like to join that team, the number is 577-1844 for 26 Sports.
We also rely on people buying DVDs, and you can order a single game, you can get the whole season package, and that helps us cover the cost of our crew and camera and equipment, stuff like that. So
yeah, they're great graduation presents, and hey, throw them in a Halloween bag coming up later, right?
Now the Vikings, Emma Lloyd will kick it. It'll go to the 20-yard line, taken there by the Chippewas, and they're going to get out of bounds. There's a flag.
That's number 11, and I'm not sure if they wanted to kick to him, but they did. But
Trevor Johns is as one of their most dangerous runners. We'll have
think,
to see what the call was.
I think they're going to get a hold on Manistee or something right there because look kind of at
What
the
else
point
could
of
it be?
attack. Yeah, unless it's a face mask. Yeah, there's a hold.
All right, so with 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that's a 10-yard spot foul, so they're going to be back at the 25-yard line, it looks like.
And this may change your perception a little bit. The offensive plays 20-12. You're down by touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yep. Well, and you know, Cadillac's got some speed back there, and if they threw it up, they don't want to give up a pick six to end the half and give some momentum. But
all right, Manistee lining up on their own 25-yard line.
yeah, looks like a little different formation. They got a slot out to this side, and they are split deep out the far side. But
Quick handoff. No, it's a keeper there by Trevor Johns, and Johns fumbles the ball.
Yep.
Manistee, I think, fell on it, right?
I think they did get it back, but
20. What number is that, Jason?
22.
22. Sandstead again.
Yep. You know, that, like you were saying, you don't want to. I would assume with that happening, they're just going to let it run here, and Cadillac's going to go into halftime with a 20-12 lead, and you know, it's a funny game because it could easily be 28-0, and Cadillac gave them a couple short fields, a couple fumbles, and a couple plays where they had them tied up, and but.
Well, it is halftime here from Veterans Memorial Stadium with the Cadillac Vikings leading the Manistee Chippewas 20-12. And Jason and I will be right back for our halftime. We also have the parents of the marching band out there, so a lot of stuff to come at our halftime. You are watching high school football action on 26 Sports and CCTV. We'll be back with halftime in just a moment.